I've got a question for you. Are you toxic? Does the internet find you toxic? Well, there is a spot online that can help you in determining whether or not your comments on a particular post or video or tweet is considered toxic. Now, the link to this site is online or in the description below, and you probably already heard about this, but it is a site that basically is helping people. Well, this is meant to help the people behind the scenes, moderators and that type of thing. But this is an application interface, API, that allows you to check to see if what you are putting down is considered toxic. And let's take a look at how they define toxic. I'm going ahead and click on the link here. What is toxic? The model was trained by asking people to rate internet comments on a scale from very toxic to very healthy contribution. Toxic is defined as a rude, disrespectful, or unreasonable comment that is likely to make you leave a discussion. Okay, so that makes sense. I mean, and I know that my past videos, they kind of get on this whole censorship thing, but this is actually a pretty good thing. I really like this. It basically goes into hot button issues, at least on this first part. There are two parts to this whole thing. Climate change, we get into Brexit, and we get into the US election, and it gets into the first part of the two-part here gets into discussion that you would find on these specific topics, and I've got the toxicity meter set all the way to 11, and you can see down here in the discussion, we've seen a lot of these comments or these types of comments show up here. Now, if we take it from 11 back down to more of a healthy discussion, we see the commentary change quite a bit. And a lot of people would say that this is the prelude to programming censorship, to program software or bots or an algorithm to weed out my opinions, which may be different from the norm. So let's go ahead and try that for a second. I'm going to put this back up. Let's put this right in the middle here. And let's scroll on down. You are able to test drive your particular commentary. Now keep in mind, this is still in the works. This is an experiment. But let's go ahead and test drive something here. I'm a Christian, okay? A very fervent Christian follower of Jesus Christ. And some would call me, and I don't shy away from this, I'm a fundamentalist. So let's take a look at something. Let's put it something from what we are supposed to do as Christians. Let's take a look at Jesus Christ is Lord. Okay, we've heard that said before. Now we see it gives a score, and the score is at 12% toxicity. It gives me a pretty darn healthy level. Yep, go ahead and it gives you that again, but it gives you a pretty good level. Okay, so let's take a look at you're going to hell. There we go. And let's see what that, see? But see, this is something that makes just common sense. I mean, from the standpoint of a Christian, if I am going to talk to someone about my faith, I am not going to come out of the gate saying you're going to go to hell. I mean, that's just being an a-hole. I'm wanting to tell someone that, like, Jesus loves you. Okay? Yeah, 11%. You're going to offend some people. This isn't like you type something in on any particular subject and it's going to be a zero toxicity. Everyone's going to be loving you and rainbow and sunshines are going to come out of your bum. But it's just something that sort of puts this in, and I think it's a good learning tool, to be honest with you. Let's put down Jesus hates fags. I'm sorry, I'm doing this to prove a point. Okay? So, huge toxicity right there. So let's see if we can do that. Let's see. Jesus loves everyone but hates sin. Let's see what that looks like. Okay, it's getting up there because we're getting close to a controversial sin. But it's a lot different than saying, well, you know what, you're going to go to hell because you're an a-hole, or you're going to go to hell because of this. There are different ways from the standpoint of Christians how we can convey this message. Now, it's not about, I'm not doing a soapbox on religion here. I'm just putting that up because religion is a very hot button issue. I mean, for those of us who are older, or those of us who have parents that talked about this, we get into the thing, you don't discuss religion and politics, okay? But that's unavoidable, and that's really a very narrow view. We should be able to discuss these things, but we should be able to discuss them in a way that we can voice our differences of opinion and have a dialogue, but not necessarily rub people the wrong way by our words. Getting back into the Christian thing, the words of life and death are in the tongue. Okay, that's there. Okay, let's switch out of religion and let's get into politics. Okay, let's talk about Donald Trump. Okay, now we would figure that anything with Donald Trump in there is going to be a very toxic thing, very divisive thing. Donald Trump is doing a great job for this country. Okay, look at that. I mean, very, very low on the toxicity. This is a healthy thing because I'm saying something that's positive, and there are people who will disagree. I understand that, but my words and what I'm putting out there is not bad. And this is something that actually, and I'll be the first to admit, for myself, and there are others out there, this is a good thing to be retrained in. Let's take a look at Make America Great. Oops. Again. Okay. That's great. Donald Trump is making, sorry for the non-capital there, and let's get that spelled correctly. There we go, capital letters, there we go. And see, even that's his slogan. That's what a lot of people who support Trump, they say, very low toxicity. Now, the words there are there, and I know a lot of people who are watching this who maybe don't share the same faith or don't share this ideology with regard to Trump, and I'm throwing these out as examples to very hot button issues with regard to this country, and they are not seen as divisive, which means that if you go on to a discussion, and the moderator, hopefully moderators are using tools like these, they are looking at it and saying, well, this isn't a big deal. That does not say that other people aren't going to have issue with your particular opinion. But let's say that someone writes in, Trump is doing a great job for America, and I would, and I would be, let's say I'm a liberal, I don't like Trump, he's not my president, let's just put that out there. Trump is not my president and never will be. Okay, let's see how that works. Okay, very good discussion. Could incite a lot of conservatives, but the words themselves are fine. They're not incendiary. Donald Trump is a liar and a racist. Okay. Incendiary. Folks, we shouldn't have to need, and I mean, I put the site out there as a curiosity. I put the site up there to actually make a point. I mean, this is just common sense stuff. It goes back to what we were taught by our parents. Hopefully, if you don't have something nice to say, don't say it at all. We can have a difference of opinion on these things. We can have a difference of opinion on religion, on politics, and I am all for open dialogue from people who do not share my opinions, because sometimes, well, quite a bit of times, they'll come up with something that I haven't even thought of, and it causes me to defend my opinion. But if someone says that, well, I think Donald Trump is a racist and a liar, that is observation. Someone is putting out their observation. Now for me, if I came back and said, well, you're just a flippin' a-hole, that's incendiary. That's toxic. That's not to say that we have to be nice all the time, but it's to say that we should exercise a little bit of decorum, and these are examples of healthy conversations as well as very toxic conversations. It is sad that we have to make a back-end application interface to be able to determine what is toxic and what is not. But in any case, I digress. I will throw this up in the description and just chalk this video up as a curiosity. I'm just showing you something that that is out there that I think is pretty cool, and something if you got kids, or if you know kids and you're friends with kids and they're getting online for the first time, kind of show them, hey, this is what's going on. It can be used as a good teaching tool. I'd love to know what you think. Put your comments down in the comments section, and like and share this video if you feel that it's worthy. In any case, you have a great day. Catch you later.